This week on Dear Bros, a fertility disaster.
Oh no.
Stay tuned.
Oh no. Oh no.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Andy Smith.
And I'm Tim Fulton.
And this is Dear Bros.
Dear Bro.
Dear Bros, where we borrow some advice columns from Dear Abby and we pretend like the people wrote into us.
Because we're losers.
But they didn't. So this week is Tim's turn. What do you got for us, Tim?
Fertility disaster.
I don't like it already.
The actual title of this is Surprise Revelation of Twins Paternity is a Family Bombshell. I went with my title because it's short and sweet.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, sorry guys. This is going to be a little bit of a deep one. Now, pay attention.
Okay.
Because this thing goes through the ringer real fast.
Okay, I'm going to try not to pay attention to the screen and pay attention so I just listen
Yeah.
to the voice that guides.
Dear Abby, my son's new wife, who has a daughter, insists that his two children are not biologically his. They already screwed up here. They mean his children from another marriage. Just to warn you.
All right, hold on. I got to read it because I'm too stupid to listen.
I knew that was going to throw you.
The first sentence fucked me up. My son's new wife has a daughter. Insisted that his two children are not biologically his. So she has a daughter with somebody else.
He has two kids with somebody
her.
else.
Oh, so there's three children and none of them are each other's biologically.
No. She has a daughter.
Okay.
He has twins.
Okay.
The new wife insists that the twins are not his.
Okay.
But the twins were from another woman.
Okay. Okay.
All right. After a DNA test, it turns out she was right. They aren't.
Oh, she hits the three.
My son, my husband, and I are heartbroken. His twins are 10, and they don't understand what's going on.
Hold the fuck on. So his ex fucked some other guy, and he's been raising and paying for these kids for 10 years?
Yeah. 18 years. 18 years. And on the 18th birthday, he found out it wasn't his. What's up, Kanye?
Minus 8. 10. Well, I guess there's two of them, so that's 20.
20.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Stay tuned. It gets intense.
What the fuck? That's so fucked up. How is that a law? How is that a law?
Well, we don't know when
He still has to take care of them.
we don't know when they got separated.
Doesn't matter. He's still their legal guardian.
I know. Relax.
Sorry.
Relax. You don't even know the second half of this.
I don't. I'm already getting upset.
My husband and I are trying to gently remain in their lives with phone calls and limited visits. My son's wife refuses to visit with us until we stop communicating with the children.
Oh.
Promise never to talk about them and display no pictures in our home. She's trying to convince our son to stop seeing us as well. What do we do?
Hold on.
That's where I knew you were going to get thrown.
Hold on. So the grandparents
Yes.
are saying that they're gently trying to remain in their lives with phone calls and limited visits. What is the reason why they're not allowed to see the kid?
Because they're not actually their grandparents.
Hold on. So I'm assuming since they're 10, they live with the dad.
I would think so. Unless they're with the mother.
So if they go there and see her,
No, they must be with the mother.
okay.
They must be with the mother.
Son's wife refuses to visit with us, and we stop communicating with the until we stop communicating with the children. Probably never talk about them in the picture home. She's trying to convince us.
I feel like I need to draw an elaborate family tree.
So let's just break it down for the audience and mostly me.
Break it down for
let's be honest,
the
me.
audience.
So husband, wife has a daughter, husband has twins.
Correct.
Husband's twins are not his.
Correct.
Husband's new wife says to the grandparents, unless you stop seeing and cut off all communicado with them, you can't see our kids anymore, or my daughter.
We're not going to communicate with you at all.
We're not going to communicate with you ever. Okay. So I'm going to extend an olive branch to the lady that's doing this. I understand why she's mad. because she's probably been saying this for years, and now she's like, oh, see, I told you. Her execution of what she's doing is completely over the top, and it is, in my opinion, the absolute wrong way to handle this.
All right, you redeemed yourself. I was getting nervous that you were going to take a
No,
vividly
but
opposite side.
this is what this is where you can't do with people who are crazy. Is you can understand why she's mad, right?
I can get it, but I feel like it's totally misplaced anger.
It doesn't matter. You have to basically acknowledge that you understand where she's coming from. If you just act like she's crazy, it's going to get worse.
You know what? No. I don't understand why she's mad.
What do you mean?
Because the kids came before her. The kids have nothing to do with her.
No, what I'm saying is that it sounds like she's been saying that she doesn't think that they're his for whatever reason for years. And they've been arguing about it, and then finally it happened.
See that irks me even further down this. My issue with this whole thing is this lady doesn't have any empathy. This entire situation, and I get what you're saying, is that she's probably mad, but if she is, what she should feel sad for everyone.
That's where I'm with too.
Okay.
I'm with the fact that she's handling this with an iron fist, which is not the right thing to do because there's innocence involved here.
Yeah.
There's children involved. What I'm saying though is that, excuse me, put it to you this way. If you're the guy's friend, and you find out that this dude has been paying for kids and getting attached to these two little individuals that really aren't his, like, you understand that this is where we're at right now. But there is a level of upset and anger that you can see where you're like, so this guy is basically attached to these two people. They're little people now.
Yeah.
For 10 years. And then he now finds out that they're not his. So nothing has changed, but he's got this dagger that's stuck in his back now. Now, as her, she might be so like hardened and like Eastern Bloc that she might just be like, they're not yours. Why you take care? Like, you know what I mean? But in the sense, it's like, well, it doesn't matter to this guy probably now because they're 10. It probably doesn't even matter to him because he's so attached to the kids. I don't think it would matter to the guy.
I mean, it does and doesn't.
No. I'm saying, like, I don't think that he's going to love those kids any less.
Well, apparently he is, because if the new wife is trying to convince the son to stop seeing the grandparents for communicating with the children.
He's trying to convince him.
Yeah, but if trying to convince him to stop communicating with the grandparents, what do you think she's done with the kids? I'm saying that he's not allowed to see them.
That's not right. That's not right.
Think about it.
That's not right at all.
Yeah,
because
but that's my point.
She has to understand that, like you said, she's basically an outsider here, and it's like she's looking at this very like black and white, no gray area. I understand what you're saying, and there is an argument to be said, like, hey, listen, like the guy's probably going to be there for the kids financially or whatever, but like to hold a gun to this guy's head and be like, well, you still have to pay for everything, like that, I think should be like a different, like handled differently than the law is written and all that, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
What we're talking about here is that this lady is basically trying to bull rush in and basically destroy and separate these things right off the bat just because of a DNA test. It's like, dude, you're not talking about like, oh, the baby was just born and you find out it's not yours. Where it's like, hey, listen, sorry, but like you fuck some other guy. That's not my kid.
Yeah.
Like you have 10 years of memories with these kids.
No matter what, he is their father.
Yeah.
He's their dad.
Yeah.
Like, he's their dad.
Well,
and the kids don't even know what's happening. They don't understand.
Well, here's the thing. Even if the guy was like, oh, thank God, this is a hell situation, blah, 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 and I'm glad to be out of it. I'm sorry for the kid. Even if he said that, not saying he is, it's not her decision. Yeah. I understand that's her husband, but at the end of the day, she should not be making those decisions for him. She should not be. She could say like, "Hey, listen, if you're going to be in these kids' lives still, then I'm out." She could say that. That's well within her rights. I don't know whether that makes her a good or bad person, but at the same time, the fact that she's been apparently saying that they're not his for years, why'd you marry him then? If you weren't okay with this, why'd you marry him? If you were so sure they weren't his kids, you shouldn't have married the guy if this was going to be a problem.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I put that on her.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of backstory we don't know.
For
But
something this heavy, this is the shortest.
I know. That's why one of the reasons why I wanted to read it. But like this kind of bombshell is like a true loss. Like this, I'm not saying this is. No, I am. This is on the same level as someone dying almost. Your entire life is upside down by this. Think about this. Even for the grandparents, they thought that they had 2 grandchildren. That is not to be taken lightly.
Yeah,
especially if you're a loving, caring grandparent. Like my parents with my nephews, they love them dearly. Dearly.
Yeah.
So if they were to turn around, if someone was to turn around and be like, you're not allowed to see them anymore because they're not really yours, there would be words.
Yeah.
That would be the polite way to put it.
Well, not only that, man. The thing is with this is that the real victims are the 2 kids.
Yeah.
And the daughter, because I'm sure the daughter's close with them now too, because I'm sure they've met and everything like that.
I'm sure they have.
But this woman is not thinking of the kids.
Yeah.
At all.
I agree.
And the grandparents, it sounds like they are at least semi-reasonable because they're not talking like, fuck this bitch and she's an asshole. Like, they're kind of like, listen, we're trying to gingerly do this because we understand that, emotions are heightened and all this stuff. So it sounds like they're trying to do the right thing, but that they're not willing to not see their grandkids that they've known for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So what is the advice here? Because it seems like this lady has her mind set up.
I don't know.
This is a tough one, dude.
It's a super tough one.
This is well beyond our abilities here.
Part of me wants to say, put the hard line down yourself. Not everyone has that gusto to do it, but I would say keep talking to the kids, have limited visits, because it's about the children. But no, seriously, it's about the kids. You got to make them as comfortable, help them get through this weird transition as much as humanly possible. And if the son says you have to stop, look at them and say, no, it's wrong. That's wrong.
What they need to do is they need to have a sit down. They need to have a sit down. They need to have it in a place where the kids are away, they're not in the other room, and they need to just air out all the shit, get it all out there, and basically just say, listen, you feel this way, you've said this, you ended up being correct, blah, 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 whatever. But at the end of the day, those 2 kids didn't do anything wrong. We've known them as our grandparents. Maybe over time, we'll just eventually stop seeing them anyway. But for you to excommunicate us from our son's life and our granddaughter's life, which is your daughter, because we're seeing it's like the fact of who the dad is, it does change it, but at the same time, it doesn't really change it. It doesn't really change it. So, because it's like, you adopted someone. Does that mean that you don't love them?
Yeah.
Of course not. Like, what is the... Yeah, this is a fucked up one, man. This is heavy shit.
All right, let's see what Abby has to say.
Yeah. What my little bro brain's on heating up.
Dear Disappointed, those children, regardless of who their birth father is, were raised believing you and your husband are their grandparents. If you love them, do not knuckle under your son's new wife, or will only be the beginning of how she will attempt to control you. She does not have the right to dictate who you, or your son for that matter, see and communicate with. She also does not have the right to order you to remove any objects from your home.
Oh, the pictures thing. That's what I was going to bring up.
Yeah, the pictures thing.
That lady is fucking head case. That lady there's more to this story. If something didn't happen, she's extra crazy. But that right there, dude, you want your son's parents to remove pictures of their grandchildren immediately?
Yeah.
Just get rid of them. I don't want to see those little demons.
That's what I'm saying. There's no empathy there.
There's no empathy. Heartless.
Thank you. If your son opts to turn his back on those children, that's a decision only he can make. If he also chooses to turn his back on you, then you raised... What is that word?
Stop making us look dumb, Abby. Can you just use
milk
simple
with
stuff?
Toast instead of a milk with... For you viewers out there...
Malcontest?
Milquetoast. Okay, we're going to Google. I really
Don't
feel,
make us look even more stupid than we already are.
I really feel like an idiot right now. Milk a toast. Milk a toast?
Are we even saying that properly?
No, definitely not. Milk toast. A timid or feeble person.
Just say feeble.
Then you
Just say
a-
bitch. You raised a bitch. A little bitch boy.
If he also chooses to turn his back on you, then you raise a little bitch boy instead of a man.
Yeah.
That flows better. Milk toast.
Yeah.
Who said that's not a word?
She milk toasted that shit. I'm going to use that. And I'm going to use that on people when I'm in a work argument. Just to watch them pretend they know what it means and get even more mad.
But it's pronounced milk toast. That's the goofiest thing I've ever heard.
Milk toast. Yeah, Abby, if you read the end, she said this. This is the classy way to say if your husband does the piece of shit move and or your son does the piece of shit move and stops seeing the kids, like that's what she's saying there.
Yeah.
Turn your back on those children. Yeah. This is heavy.
This is heavy.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before we rock out this? Before we rock out this, sometimes I question myself.
I question you too, you little milk toast.
All right, guys, let us know what you think about the story in the comments down below. What would you do if you were the grandparents? Would you go with the grandchildren, or would you succumb to the little hussy?
Ugh,
You can
I don't
clearly
like her.
see that we have declared sides ourselves. In the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell notification so you get all of our videos. Although, the best way to get all of our videos is to go to our various social media accounts. We have a Facebook page. We have a Instagram. We even have a Twitter that we never use. But, hey, like it. Who cares?
Yeah.
We'll catch you guys next time.
See you later.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all